The Trump kids are who they told you the Biden kids are. And the Biden kids are who they told you the Trump kids are. And in this clip that Eric Trump just posted on his social media, you'll see what I'm talking about.
You know, we're not big sleepers in our family. My father's not a big sleeper. I'm not a big sleeper. I'm normally a 5 a.m. guy. I go to the gym. We were thrown on construction sites, Don and I, at a very, very young age, right? About 11, started making, less than minimum wage, and I was pulling conduit, and I was doing HVAC work, tile work, concrete work. You're going to work with the stonemasons. These are guys, tough Italian guys. If you wore gloves, they would laugh at you.
You see, this is the type of behavior of people who know how to win. The fact that the Trump kids turned out to be so successful and prosperous has very little to do with the money that was in their family, and everything to do with the way that they were raised. It's not to say that the money did not assist them on their journey, but this story from Eric just perfectly illustrates and proves that it's so much deeper than that. And if you have children or you would like to have children one day, it seems pretty obvious to think that if you were able to create a life of great success and wealth and money, that just giving it to your kids would be more of an anchor than it would be a ladder up.
If you wanted a fishing rod, guess what? Honey, go out and work for it. Go dig a hole, go learn how to run backhoes, bulldozers, chainsaws. And I don't think there was any, hey, when you come into the business, it's work, earn it, and slowly grow your way in the company. And if you're really good at what you do, you can eventually have, the keys.
You see, this is exactly what the left does not understand about Trump. They think to themselves, how could the working class, how could the blue-collar people align with a person who's a billionaire, who's so away from their theoretical or perceived class or understanding of people? The answer is that he was on the ground working. Donald Trump grew up in a 23-room house, but on the weekend, his father, Fred Trump, who was a successful builder, would drive his kids to job sites to pick up spare screws and nails as to not waste material. These types of lessons, these examples of how to lead, have been so clearly permeated through Trump himself and down to his family members. And clearly this work ethic has transferred down to the next generation, as Trump's granddaughter Kai is in the top 200 women's golfers in the state of Florida. For people that play golf or understand golf, this is a major dedication style sport. It requires a tremendous amount of dedication, repetition, and practice, as well as mental toughness. And no amount of money can make you good at golf. The right clubs and the right courses and even playing at a young age still doesn't make you good. Anybody that plays golf knows, even if they've been playing for 30 years, understand that today's round could be absolutely horrible compared to yesterday's. It's a constant dedication, constant practice sport. Clearly something that has been passed down to the next generation.
He'd give you tasks that were so insurmountable. You realize he kind of laddered them. I was, 24 years old. I'd get thrown into, build that building. You're in charge. Make good decisions. I'd go to him oftentimes. Hey, I've got a problem. What's the answer? You figure it out. For him, it was never about the PhDs. It was never about the resume. It was guys who would go out there and bust their butts, bust their asses.
You see, that's why there's so many stories of Trump connecting with his employees. Because he was out there on the ground interacting and engaging with them. That's why he's able to speak to them many years later. Because work ethic doesn't show up on a resume, and work ethic doesn't show up in a PhD. 99 out of 100 successful people would choose a person with hard work, dedication, perseverance, grit, and the right attitude over any other thing, especially a degree or some paper qualification. And this last part of the clip proves that.
We have people in our company that were literally drivers. They took me to school as a kid, who are general managers of some of the biggest hotels in the country, because these guys always had their hand up. 15 years later, 20 years later, he's running a several billion-dollar building that's one of the biggest in Las Vegas. And this is a guy who really started as a driver.
Great video. Awesome story. Awesome lesson. Because myself, like probably most of us, we were told that this guy and his family was nothing but bad news. And any person that truly cares about the country and cares about the truth looked into it as a result of that. And we said to ourselves, okay, if this guy's so bad and this family is so bad and every single thing that they say is as bad as you say it is, then when I start looking into it, it will be verified. And once we did, we realized that it was the exact opposite of nearly everything that they said. And such a lesson for life that is. What is clear and obvious is often a manipulated distortion. And the truth is often hard to find, and thus rare and valuable.